fight to bring SSI to Guam. She'll fight to secure RICA justice for our people. She'll stand up, speak out, and demand equal treatment because we've earned it.
I'm Mary Camacho Torres. I'm ready to be your voice in Congress, and I will finish the work.
I'm Mary Camacho Torres, and I approve this message.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
A delay in Washington is now forcing a decision in Hagåtña. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with more from the 9th special session as lawmakers weigh whether local dollars are available to keep Guam's childcare programs running.
GDOE officials are saying public schools' first day back will be on August 10th, but the biggest hurdle might be passing school inspections. I'm Don Sulit with the story coming up.
Preparations are underway for the Guam Industry Forum here at the Disatani Guam Resort. I'm with Ski Hariyama with what to expect ahead of the discussions and partnerships that organizers say will define the region's future.
Half a day and happy Tuesday, everybody. We are KUAM. This is Prime Time. Thank you so much for streaming us tonight. I'm Jason Salas, and these are your top stories. While your elected lawmakers continue to review Governor Lou Leonguero's special session bill, one of the biggest questions before them now is whether to use local dollars to keep Guam's child care programs running amid federal funding delays. With breaking down all the details is our Nevaeh Anderson.
With discussion over the governor's request for Typhoon Bobby recovery funding complete for now, senators turned their attention to another major part of Bill number 19-S, funding child care subsidies. The bill proposes appropriating $11.4 million in fiscal year 2026 unappropriated general fund revenues to the Department of Public Health and Social Services to cover child care subsidy payments while the government of Guam waits for delayed federal reimbursements. These subsidies help eligible families afford child care, allow parents to remain in the workforce or attend school, support early childhood education, and help child care providers cover their operating costs. And under the bill, any federal funds received later would be returned to Guam's general fund for future legislative appropriation. But Public Health Director Teresa Areola told senators the department no longer needs that full amount.
We are here, senators, asking that we continue to keep the eligibility criteria for children and families to stay as it is, and in doing so, we would require $7.6 million instead of $11.4.
Director Areola said $7.6 million would be enough to pay outstanding June invoices and cover projected subsidy payments through the end of the fiscal year, while the department continues waiting for federal funding. Lawmakers, however, questioned why the request was only now being brought before the legislature, noting providers have been dealing with delayed federal reimbursements since November of 2025. And Senator Chris Dueñas also pointed out that Public Health previously received $5 million in local funding per the governor's transfer authority to help cover child care payments during the federal delays.
Why that hasn't continued, I don't know.
Director Areola responded that they've pursued solutions while Public Health navigates irregular patterns in the federal government's release of funding allotments, such as using other available grants to keep the Child Care and Development Fund program operating and rolling back some pandemic-era eligibility expansions to stretch available dollars.
We're getting them very differently in this new Defend the Spend Trump administration. So we're not getting our allotments quarterly.
She added Public Health received its expected $22 million in federal child care funding this year, but the program costs about $29 million annually to operate. Senator Chris Barnett said he supports the reduced request, asking what would happen if the funding isn't approved.
I think it's a worthy investment, so I got to ask, and I wasn't sure if you were going there already, if you don't get the $7.6 million, how many kids are going to be left out in the cold?
2,730, because we have to pay their bill every month.
Areola warned that without additional local funding, child care providers would struggle to stay open. And if future federal grants decline, the program may have to reduce eligibility, leaving fewer families on Guam with access to affordable child care. The conversation continues at the Guam Congress Building, where senators are expected to continue deliberations on whether to use local funds to bridge the gap in federal child care funding. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
All right, everybody, this next story's mine is because it is the week leading up to Super Saturday's primary election. This morning, I cruised by the Guam Election Commission's headquarters in Tamuning, getting an update on how early voting at the Westin turned out. And seeing as how it was a chance to hang out with the incomparable Maria Pangilinan, that's an opportunity that I will never turn down. Here's our chat.
We finished early voting. And
which I heard was a smashing success.
Yes, so we had over 5,000 voters show up at the Westin from July 9th to July 25th.
Okay, I'm a sports guy. Is that an all-time record?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
So we didn't beat 2022, by just about 100.
Which was the last gubernatorial election.
Yes,
so,
and that would be the best comparison, I think. But we look forward to beating the 2022 record on August 1st.
Okay, what was some of the feedback that you were getting from the constituency as far as, the process? Because I mean, it was this amazing experience for families. I saw when, because obviously it was the parents going out and voting and everything, but the kids had fun. They go to a really five-star hotel, if they were going to cash in that incentive, and they got to go eat and drink and everything. But you guys made it fun.
Yes. So the Westin Hotel reported to us that they did really good during early voting. So we're very happy with that because they're a really good partner. Our golf carts were running. We had a little kink here and there with our golf carts to bring our voters from their parking stall down in the Westin parking structure, all the way up to the mezzanine. Our accessible voting service, everybody was delighted with that came up. So yes, we worked hard and we rested a little bit, just a little bit this past Sunday.
You gotta take a little bit of a nap.
Yes.
After Mass though, right?
Yes, actually, no, I went to late Mass.
Okay.
So I went to 11:30 Mass.
Okay, now to put it into context, everybody, 2 years ago at the when we were getting ready at UOG Election Central, where we will be on election night to make sure we tally the votes, Maria is a woman of great faith, and I remember before she showed up to UOG, you were actually the teta because you were praying the Holy Rosary for
for
service
somebody,
that was going on.
yes, yeah.
Maria is a local treasure, to be sure. Our Don Sulat's joining us now with a look into how education officials are reporting the island's public schools and how they'll be opening on time with the expected first day back to school just around the corner. Here's Don with the details in this next story.
One thing for sure that we can assure everyone is that right now, all 38 schools will open.
The first day back for Guam Department of Education schools is just 12 days away, and the question on a majority of people's mind is, will schools open on time? This question comes as schools receive damages following the wake of Super Typhoon Bobby and may not pass the Department of Public Health and Social Services Division of Environmental Health school inspections. In a recent Guam Education Board meeting, GDOE Superintendent Dr. Judy Wanpat says schools are projected to open on August 10th. During said board meeting, GDOE officials were met with scrutiny over the reporting process on the percentage of schools ready to open by GEB member Maria Gutierrez, as reports given to the GEB were dated for July 15th and reflected a low percentage of schools ready to open on August 10th. However, according to Dr. Wanpat, as of July 24th's board meeting, the numbers have since increased.
So more and more then of the school principals have indicated that they've turned in the master's schedules, that they've also are able to get out.
However, in response, Gutierrez argues that there needs to be better communication when giving the reports, arguing that the public is eyeing the situation.
The public needs to know. When a stakeholder was asking me, can I see some of how can I get the documents? If I was to give this document, it's confusing because it's telling this, that as of July 15, today is July 24. It's confusing for them.
The main concern now would be schools that might not pass inspection, such as FBLG, with Dr. Wanpat saying the plan B would be
what would happen is asynchronous type of lesson will be taking place.
The GEB is scheduled to meet again on August 7th as a final check-in before the big first day back to school. Reporting for KUAM News, I'm Don Sulat.
Time for a break, everybody, but before we get to that, here's our KUAM Recovery Tips brought to you by our friends at IT&E, connections that matter.
This safety tip is brought to you by our partners at IT&E, connections that matter.
Ready to make the splash this summer? Kmart is. Dive into the fun. Get in the game. Make some waves. Summer Splash at Kmart.
Throughout my career, people have expected that I have the answers. What I've learned is actually very different. The best leaders don't begin with answers, they begin by listening. As a physician, I've learned that my patients will usually tell me what's wrong. I just need to listen. The same is true in government. I've served in a public hospital, I've led in a private hospital. I know what works well because I've been on both sides. For decades, we've talked about fixing healthcare by building another building. But remember, buildings don't treat people. People do. Systems do. Leadership does. KUAM already has extraordinary physicians, nurses, healthcare professionals, clinics, and hospitals. No leader has every answer. The best leaders have the ability to listen, to bring good people together, and to let the best ideas rise. That's why I'm supporting Frank and Mary. Not because they claim to know everything, but because I know they'll listen. And how do I know they'll listen? Because just look at their careers. They were very successful in their careers, both as speaker and as the president of a college. And I believe that kind of humble leadership will bring out the very best in KUAM. I'm proud to support Speaker Frank Bloss and Dr. Mary Okada. Tested, trusted leaders. Viva KUAM!
I grew up on Guam. Sports shaped who I am. But representing our island on the national basketball team taught me the importance of community. After 10 years in Hawaii, working at Bank of Hawaii, I came home to give back and to lead. At Bank of Hawaii, we're passionate about helping everyone in our community create a better life for themselves and their families to reach their possible. I'm Mike Sakazaki, and I can't wait to help you reach yours.
Anything's possible.
Reach your possible with Bank of Hawaii.
Well, the 2026 Guam Industry Forum, hosted by the Society of American Military Engineers Guam Post, is kicking off this week over at the Dusatani Guam Resort. The forum is expected to bring together hundreds of stakeholders from the private, public, and military sectors discussing the future of island infrastructure in support of national security. Our Matsuki Hirayama is in Tumon and has this report.
Preparations are underway for the Guam Industry Forum this year here at the Dusatani Guam Resort as a 2-day event that kicks off Wednesday and Thursday, but it's already getting started with pre-registration and a networking gathering. And joining me now is Aaron Ayo. He's the incoming president of the Society of American Military Engineers Guam Post. Aaron, I want to ask you, what can people expect at this year's Guam Industry Forum?
This year's Industry Forum is a continuation of 2024's, building on a lot of the topics of speed and resilience that we've kind of laid the groundwork for in 2024. A lot of the focus here is going to be not only resiliency in Guam, but it's also how does that translate beyond Guam? How does the speed and resiliency needed to meet mission objectives, how's that going to be executed in the first island chain, second island chain, third island chain? And then there's going to be a big focus on RFO and NDAA changes and how procurement is speeding up to meet the mission. Another big topic will be alternative construction methods and alternative contract delivery methods. How the industry, the DOW is going to hopefully provide industry what they need, set the theater, and then industry is then left to respond and bring in private industry lessons and start to apply that to milcom delivery at speed.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, this forum is, you guys hold this every 2 years. Why is it important that we continue to have those discussions and build those partnerships across the public, private, and military sectors?
There's so much innovation going on in the private sector, and it's finally being recognized that to meet the delivery speed that mission requires in this day and age, you really have to bring in and engage lessons from private industry. Things like modular and kit of parts and some of those other alternative construction methods. It's industry commonplace day-to-day business practices now that DOW is looking to implement, realizing the influence of it.
And I understand that key government leaders, for example, like Governor Lupion Guerrero and the Congressman James Moylan, are expected to attend, to include several senior military officials, like the Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Air Force, Mike Sayers. What does this mean in regards to
how important this forum is and what kind of impact that this forum will leave.
Well, you see senior leadership from both sides in that Honorable Borders coming in as a keynote speaker shows that DOW knows and understands how critical Guam is to the Pacific and the Pacific mission. So it proves having the governor, having the borders, having some of the other senior military leadership here, that DOW takes Guam seriously and it takes the important aspects of Guam, the geographical importance, but also the importance of building a partnership with the island of Guam and not just plopping a base somewhere. It's the collaboration between DOW and Guam and the people of Guam for Guam resilience and mission resilience.
And I know this forum has been long awaited and anticipated. Is registration still open or have you guys reached maximum capacity?
We have kept registration open for walk-ins. I think according to last count, we're up to about 425 people, which is exceeding what we had expected and exceeding what we had done the previous industry forum. So if you still want to come, by all means, show up. It's important.
Well, thank you so much, Aaron. And you heard it here. Registration is still open and we're still accepting walk-ins. But we'll continue to cover the industry forum for now. I'm Mitsuki Hariyama, reporting from Tumon for KUAM News.
Now for a look at your world at home.
We're going to take you to a very amazing place in Guam. It's Ipao Beach, so enjoy the wonderful ocean view.
Keeping our families safe requires more than talk. It takes action to get results. 7 years ago, bad finances put our families at risk. Officers were stretched thin and not being paid enough. Equipment was old or broken, and our communities felt it. My priorities were restoring order, fixing the budget, and paying our officers more. We led that work, and the results are real. We've kept more than 1,000 pounds of methamphetamine off of Guam streets. The street price of meth has nearly tripled, a clear sign that supply has been disrupted. And federal officials have credited our local work and partnerships for these gains. Talk doesn't keep our people safe, partnership does. Stable funding does. And as a community working together, we will deliver even better results for our families.
I'm Josh Tenorio.
And I'm Tina, and we approve this message.
When a crispier McCrispy strip is created, only the best sauce will do. Behold, chicken Caesar-y greatness. Caesar sauce at McDonald's for limited time.
Let's go to Grandma's.
Oh, man.
The only thing slower than her internet is her stories.
Yeah, last time my video loaded, I aged 1 year. Is that? No way. Woo! Awesome.
Grandma, your internet slaps.
Sign up for GTA Fiber today and get grandkid approved internet for as low as $75 a month.
Hey, let's go.
Oh, man.
Leadership isn't measured by campaign promises. It's measured by a lifetime of keeping them. For years, Tony Atta has delivered results for the people of Guam. He authored Guam's Castle Doctrine, strengthening the rights of law-abiding citizens to protect themselves and their families. He passed laws protecting consumers, strengthened opportunities to bring more doctors and healthcare professionals to Guam, fought for small local businesses, and worked to make government serve the people, not the other way around. His record isn't built on speeches. It's built on action, on integrity, on keeping his word. That's what put Guam first means, putting our island first.
As your governor, I will lead with integrity, and every decision I make will put Guam first. I'm Tony Atta, and I humbly ask for your vote.
I'm Tony Atta, and I approve this message.
Half a day, I'm Therese Terlahi.
And I'm Sabina Perez.
We believe that Guam should be a safe, flourishing island with a government that lowers the cost for everyday people, replaces corruption with fair economic opportunity, fights to stop meth, and shelters unhoused children.
Protects our water and investigates the source of contaminants. Our records show our integrity, honesty, and ability to listen and follow through.
We need your help to stand up for what is right. Vote Terlahi Perez.
A vote for us is a vote for Guam.
I'm Therese Terlahi.
And I'm Sabina Perez, and we approve this message.
Tonight's sports feature is brought to you by Cars Plus.
Half a day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas here, and I have two amazing guests with me today on the KUAM couch. Two amazing athletes, Sarai De La Cruz and Aubrey Matabusan. They are incoming seniors at the Academy of Our Lady of Guam. Sarai is the middle blocker for the Academy Cougars, and Aubrey is the they're looking to go 4 in a row, first baseman for the Academy softball team. And now, Obs, you said I remember asking you earlier this year, and I said, are you going to play first base your senior year? And you said, I'll play wherever I'm asked.
Yeah, I really stick by that because my coaches tell me wherever I go, and that's where I go.
Okay, and Sarai, you guys had a great year last year.
Yes.
Third place team, yeah.
So I think this year we're really excited and we're motivated to compete with all the other teams because we know that there's so much talent here on Guam.
Absolutely, but the reason I've asked these two exceptional ladies to talk today, share some of their wisdom and everything is because even before they were amazing high school athletes, they have been dancers in skip. So congratulations to that. Okay, one of the most accomplished dance companies we've got on Guam. And I wanted to kind of talk to the two of you and pick your brains about how you use dance in your training and expressing yourself through dance, how that lends you to be a exceptional athlete and then vice versa. So Sarai, let's start with you. When it comes to volleyball, how do you actually take your dance training and apply that?
I think one thing that's really funny is that my coaches, they say I look like I'm performing a dance, even when I'm playing. When I take my approach or my steps, it looks like I'm doing a dance move. And so I think dance has really helped me become a better athlete by allowing me to become more familiar with my body, because at skip, we're known for being clean, especially when we go out there for comps or training hours a day to just make one move look very the same or put together. So knowing how to fix those things helps me be able to fix what I need to in my sports.
Now it pays to spread the Better Together experience. With our brand new referral program, you can earn up to $150 in account credits for every referral you bring in. That's right, family, neighbors, friends, even your coworkers. Just pass them your account name and account number. When they sign up for Docomo Pacific service and drop your info, cha-ching! Credit applied. So spread the word and start stacking those savings. Additional conditions may apply. Docomo Pacific, we're better together.
If you're looking for the future of football, it's gonna be me.
Capaz que no sabes quién soy todavía. Pero pronto lo vas a saber.
Great goal kick.
Wait, you thought that was great? I'm gonna be so big.
I wouldn't even be able to walk down the street.
Ah, então se liga. Eu vou ser o maior artilheiro da Copa.
Not if I'm playing.
Hey, cara, sai do meu sonho.
It's my dream too, bro.
So, don't wait for the future. Drive it. Next starts now.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, One Love.
A community shoe drive is helping Guam's children step into the new school year with confidence. The annual Be Heartfelt Shoe Drive is back, and this year organizers are making it even easier for the community to give. Every pair of shoes tells a story, and the Be Heartfelt Shoe Drive is hoping that story is one of hope.
The annual community effort is collecting new and gently used, clean, closed-toe shoes for children and teens in need across Guam. Organizers say something as simple as a pair of shoes can make a big difference for a child heading back to the classroom. For some families, buying new shoes can be an added financial burden, and some children may be headed to school in shoes that no longer fit, are falling apart, or without proper footwear at all. The drive aims to change that, giving students not only shoes but also a boost in confidence and dignity as they begin the school year. And this year, the effort is growing. Thanks to the community partners, donors now have 9 drop-off locations around the island. They include Famous Footwear at GPO, Guam Girl Scouts, and the mayor's offices in Tamuning, Pidi, and Mangilao. Donations can also be dropped off at the Triple J main showroom in Upper Tumon, Triple J Honda and Triple J Tire Center in Tamuning, and Triple J 5-Star in Dededo. Every donated pair will be distributed through school social workers and community outreach partners, helping ensure the shoes reach children who need them most. Organizers are thanking the businesses, government offices, and community groups helping make the drive possible, and encouraging residents to check their closets or pick up a new pair to donate. Because for a child preparing to walk back into the classroom, one pair of shoes can mean more than something to wear. It can mean walking into a new school, feeling confident, valued, and ready to succeed.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas.
You guys, I am all about mascots. You know, you can't have sports without a proper mascot. And check out what my friends at Weddingale Elementary School are doing. Go Binadu! All right, the deerlings, lacing up for literacy, right? They got this super cool deer mascot who is literally lacing up and running for literacy. Enjoy a good book, enjoy a comic book, enjoy a box. And you're going to get fit by helping out Weddingale Elementary School. Their PTO is absolutely amazing. Weddingale is awesome, so please make sure to register for this run. It's going to be super awesome. Free medical outreach is awesome, and it's also necessary. So if you need to get health screenings, make sure your feet are okay, make sure your blood sugar is okay, make sure your blood pressure is okay, make sure your mental health is okay. Please make sure to swing by the Sinana Community Center on Sunday, the day after the election, in the afternoon. So if you stay up with us and you watch our election coverage and you want to sleep in a little bit, that's totally cool. But make sure that you get your health all squared away. They have you covered. And the UOG Golf Challenge is coming up. We keep telling you about this. Work on your game. Some people have been working years and years and years on their long game, and we want to see what you've got. So we are UOG, and we will see you down at CCP Country Club of the Pacific down in God's country in Telefofo on August 30th so that you can show off your skills. Hitting that little ball with 144 dimples on it, did you know that? That's actually a standardized number. All the little dimples, 144 of them, all right? This is what I do in my spare time. I memorize stuff like that. I also do birthdays, so here's what we got tonight.
Time for birthday wishes, everybody. Let's do this. Natalia Joy Nalikat, happy birthday to you on the 28th of July. And I would like to wish my beautiful granddaughter, Natalia, a happy 8th birthday. I hope you enjoy your very special day with lots of love from Grandma Jennifer and Mommy and Daddy and your favorite sister, Natasha. Oh, and don't forget your Nina Jerry and the entire family, and all of them say, Natalia Joy, we love you. Happy 8th birthday. And happy birthday number 10 to Dre Leonidas. Happy birthday, Dre Day. Love your family. And then the super nice party emojis. So Natalia and Dre, we celebrate both of you today. We hope you have awesome parties. We hope you're having an amazing summer. And we hope you have a wonderful birthday. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
That's your report for this Tuesday, everybody. Please be safe. We will see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching Health, Home, and Lifestyle right here on KUAM. Check us out anytime on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KUAM News, for all of our episodes about how you can live a happy and healthy island life. Hafa day, everybody. I'm Jason Silas here at the entrance to Leo Palace here in the beautiful village of Jotna. And welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle, where we are going to show you even more summertime tips about how to live a happy, healthy island lifestyle. We've got tips about real estate, managing your property, about what to eat, what to exercise, where to exercise, and how to do everything right so that you can have an absolutely amazing summer here on the island. Weather's supposed to be a little bit hot, a little bit rainy this time of year, but you know, it's all good. We got a great summer plan, so let's get right to the content for this episode. Half a day, everybody. It is Tuesday on election week. Now, I know all four of us here in the KUM News Zoom room have things to do. Liz is basically doing some salmon fishing up in Alaska, so she is, you know, taking care of the environment, you know, being responsible. Of course, our guest today, Senator Chris Duenas, is looking for re-election. So, Senator, we wish you the best of luck and happy Super Saturday. And Gina is looking for a very, very strong roll of duct tape to restrain her from going off on certain people. Hopefully not me. I don't want. Okay, so Gina, duct tape and Gorilla Glue.
No, never you and never Senator Duenas. Never ever.
Okay, so that means
he works too darn hard.
Okay.
Go off on him.
Well, Senator, it's a really interesting time for you guys because, of course, you and your colleagues are in the middle of the budget, and of course, we've got this nitrate issue that has not gone away yet. I mean, the policy, hopefully, and then the public law that may come out of it continues to be in flux. So we appreciate some of your time.
Sure, and thank you, and great news to our friends out there who've been waiting for the rules and regulations to be promulgated for the advanced nitrate system so that they could build their homes, of course, on properties that were deemed non-eligible prior. And so those have lapsed into law. They're currently being transmitted. And so just closely in a few days, they should be able to start making sure that the application, some of them already have applications in, that they now have their due consideration at Public Works as well as EPA, and others who have been waiting for this process. To include, I won't use his name, but a prominent member of the judiciary that after the judiciary, a hearing of the one that they come down and give the judiciary report, one of the judges said, "My son is waiting for that. When are the nitrate bill going to pass, or the rules and regs going to be?"
Excellent. Okay, now I do have a question because as a good senator just said, Liz and Gina, like when it comes to matters of public policy, it can lapse. I mean, in lieu of any further debate or discussion, everything like that, or action, it could lapse into law. When it comes to a contract or like applications that upon which you want to build property and everything, if you're currently like in limbo, for lack of a better term, where does your application go? If you have applied right now, does it automatically kick in?
Well, I think the once the law passes, we're going to have Peter Bautista from EPA appear next week to talk about policies and procedures. So he's going to talk about the process. So applications have been waiting and being held until the policies and procedures are in place. So he's going to talk about that next week on our show on Tuesday, which would be great for our community to know what's the next step and what's needed.
Okay. Gina, this is kind of interesting because like if you've ever seen like one of those, when a gate is holding people back and everything and they're like, you know what? Okay, everybody ready for the Bobby Brown concert with the opening act was the Jets? See how old we are, everybody? And then all of a sudden they open up the gates at UOG and everybody comes like filing through. Do you anticipate that's what's going to happen, Gina? Like there's going to be that much of a surge in business now that, apparently it's the green light has been given?
No, not at all. The policies and procedures, I think it's 2 years. It's 2 years behind when it should have come out. But I think people are still trying to figure out how to use these nitrate systems where it's applicable. Because even though the law went into effect, my understanding is it's still restrictive. It isn't being what I've been told and what some customers have been told going to the EPA is they're not going to allow it for all properties, only certain properties. I don't know, Senator Duenas, do you recall that the nitrate system was not approved for all properties that wanted to use it? That was one issue, right?
Yes. So the decedent estates, which was what we were trying to sell, they were being treated differently than those with parental subdivisions. And there are a number of decedent estates, and that's basically the estates that are distributed by court order. based on the fact that no will or those kind of things were not left behind. And of course, the parents pass away and they need to subdivide property, then that's done by the court through probate. So those applications are the ones that are the most affected right now. But also those areas of property that are not over the groundwater protection zone. And so, yes, while they're still allowed in those areas in terms of some of the ability for subdivisions, but it still gives them a better system in terms of what they're using other than just a traditional septic. Also, those who are trying to put in the ADUs. Remember now, the ADU law required that if they're on a current septic system and they need to increase the size of the septic system, they would then move forward with the advanced nitrate system. Build their
ADUs, of
ADU.
course, being like the additional dwelling unit.
Correct. And so those folks, I have a couple of people that want to meet in the office because they didn't understand that part of it. But I told them that this will be a great upgrade to their system nonetheless, and it will allow them to move forward with the ADU in terms of additional dwelling unit, which a lot of people are wanting to build. And so this will also help them, knowing that this system is fully in place now with the rules and regs to be able to do that as an upgrade to their current septic system.
Now, Senator, we're going to need your help because of our housing shortage, and especially the limitations that we have right now. We need your help to try to get an amendment to that law to include other areas as well in the northern area that are not sewered. So I know we're pushing. We bugged you about that. So hopefully, as time progresses, that you consider amending that part of the bill to include other areas as well.
So Senator,
certainly. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to bring up a point that connects to Liz.
Yes.
In the past, property owners were allowed to subdivide their property into less than half acre over the aquifer, even if it wasn't a parental. It was actually allowed in the past. So there's actually landowners who have parcels that are below 1858. And so right now that the nitrate system did not address non-parental landowners. Is that correct?
Yes.
So basically those it's kind of it was a gap in the law because they were allowed to make the subdivision. They were allowed to cut up their lot into less than half acre. But now based on EPA's reinterpretation, because I say reinterpretation because prior to this nitrate system coming up, EPA was allowing those people to build on their lots with a septic system, even though they were not parental. They were being allowed to build with a septic. And now EPA some years back had decided, okay, no, we're not allowing it anymore. And so the nitrate system came in. But when the law was passed, it didn't address those landowners who've already subdivided their property, but they're not parental. And yeah, Liz is correct. That gap needs to be bridged because it will be so, I just can't see it as a service to the community that this landowner who owns their property as a parental is allowed to use the nitrate system and therefore build with less than half an acre. But a non-parental landowner who was allowed to subdivide their property can't utilize the system because this system is designed to protect and help our environment. That's really what it's for. So not to allow it to be used just across the board to whoever can afford to use it just doesn't make any common sense to me.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
Tourism is Guam's #1 industry. It creates jobs and brings in spending. When a visitor comes to Guam, they spend their money on hotels, on transportation, on shopping, on dining out. They're happy they came to Guam. You know who else is happy? The hotel they stayed in and the bellhop at the hotel. the tour bus drivers and tour guides, the stores they shopped at, and the banks they used, the restaurant and the waitstaff, the supplier who delivered the ingredients, and the farmer who supplied the produce. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. When tourists pay taxes, it means locals pay less. Let's make sure our local economy grows so it becomes stronger and more sustainable. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
Life moves fast. Yes helps you keep up.
Can we open an account?
Yeah, let's do it.
Did I pay that bill?
Yep, you sure did.
What about our vacation?
Oh yeah, start packing.
How does anyone afford to buy here?
Yeah, we get it, but we can help guide you.
I need a bigger space. Can you help?
Yes. Because yes is so much more than the answer to a question. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
You've been working on the budget, right, Senator? You've been, I know, hard at work with the budget.
Oh yeah, there's that thing.
There's that thing. And Gina and I were talking about it. There's a battle going on about the budget. They need more. And Gina and I were talking about how, 40-something million above last year's budget, yet it's not enough. We're like questioning, where is that money going to go to?
Yeah, I'm quite happy, Jason and Gina and Liz, that I had enough votes to pass this budget. It's a very good budget. It's $43 million in excess to our current revenues, which takes us to another record. We've been making records for the last 5 years of $1.404 billion available for appropriation. And, I understand the governor has been on different news programs saying she has problems with it and she plans to veto it. I ask her to please reconsider, even if she doesn't like it, allow it to lapse into law, because the truth is that there's so much good in this budget. We have also now got a concession from the administration officials that Simon Sanchez is fully funded in this budget because it carries from last budget, which is a true funding source, and we have no requirement to fund Simon Sanchez beyond until it's awarded. Simon Sanchez is still in the pre-award phase, so there's $16.3 million ready to go to build Simon Sanchez. So that's off the rest of the appropriations, and she has that problems with can be handled within the $1.404 billion through transfer authority and prioritizing those agencies who have lapses and moving that money towards priorities. So there's plenty of money, and we just asked the governor to reconsider and to allow this bill at least to lapse, and we can move on with the business of the people.
Yeah, Senator, how could $43 million above last year's budget be not enough? And I know many of the government agencies have had lapsed funds, and so as a result, their budget remains the same.
Right. And Jason, here's another issue. And I made this point, and thank you. When the fight really is over the BPT. When we reduced the BPT by 0.5%, we never changed the 2026 levels. And check this out, Jason. Even though we gave the governor the full budget that she has right now of $1.35 billion, we're still tracking $88 million in surplus funds above. And so we said, Governor, meet us halfway. Let's cut this down a little bit and make sure we don't get in trouble down the line, and only appropriate 43 of that, and be conservative. And I know Gina was laughing at me. You call that? Well, it's conservative compared to what the executive wants to do, and the other part really is going forward. That kind of revenue really can fund this government effectively. And also here's what we believe, and I know that Gina and Liz feel this way. We believe that 88 million is because when we did the 0.5 reduction, it's infused the economy. That money's being spent. Employers are giving their employees long-awaited raises. They are using that money to reinvest in their business. And what does that do? It generates economic activity. Imagine what the next 0.5 will do. It will generate in the economy.
Hey, Gina, you disagree?
Chris?
Yes.
I think there's a bubble around the legislature, and I'll tell you why. All you have to do is get in your car and go around the community and see what's going on out here, like every single day, like we do. You drive down to Tumon and it's a dead zone. And then you listen to GVB and they're saying we want to bring the tourists in. We're advertising here, we're giving incentives there. Why do you want tourists to come here and see how dilapidated the condition of our island is at this time? We take customers around and there is not, if you go out on a showing like we do almost every day, there isn't one part of Guam where we can say it doesn't look like a ghetto town because of the trash, the abandoned vehicles, the abandoned refrigerators that have been there since maybe Mawar that have to be picked up, the white goods. The budget is 88 million. You know, what you've collected is $88 million over what you anticipated to collect. The businesses in this community, instead of, now there's a fight about not going down to 4%, which was what was originally decided would go to 4. Yes, but now there's a battle about, well, we can't do that. We're not, $88 million is not possibly enough over budget. We want more. Think about the business community out here. And that's why I say you guys are in a bubble. The businesses are barely just paying the bills right now. The talk in town is, we just got to get over this. We got to get over this. But then you sit and wonder, how do you get over this? Nothing is changing. You drive down to Tumon. We don't have tourists coming in because, frankly, when was the last time you went to Ipao Beach? I think a field trip should be mandatory for every single person at the legislature that was elected, and all your office people. Go down to Ipao Beach one Saturday. It should be mandatory. Go down there one Saturday. Take your children, your grandkids, take your family member. Force them to go use the toilet. Force them to go play in the playground. Make them do it so you all get the experience of what our tourists are going through.
So Gina,
I was just at Spanish Steps last week. It's horrendous.
Yes.
And people were there taking photos and I was embarrassed. I wanted to go pick up the trash that was on the bridge, in the water. This is what the community is dealing with. Yes. And our government can't do with 88, forget the GRT till the end of the year. Give everybody relief and say no GRT. Forget the occupancy tax till the end of the year. Get rid of it. Give our community a break and be satisfied that you made $88 million over what you what you budgeted.
Okay, let's go ahead and give the senator time to rebut. Go ahead, Senator, please.
So Gina, thank you.
It's not you, Senator Chris. It's not you.
I understand. But Gina, so let me just explain. You're absolutely right. And it's definitely not me. I'm fighting right now because so many across the aisle, they want that 4% back on top of this back to on top of this 88 million. That's what I'm fighting against right now. And let me tell you, I did have family here vacationing, and I'm equally as embarrassed as you are. Here's the issue. The legislature can't execute. We can only appropriate. And what we've done is try as best we can in this small majority that we have is to return that money back to the businesses. The issue of the tax holiday can be done, but it has to be done in connection with a group of individuals that want to do it, because you have to do that as a rebate. We cannot just not collect taxes because we will be our bonds can be called because we have a minimum threshold of what we have to pay. So you need people who are thinking the way you think, Gina, to be in power to execute, because the legislature can only give the roadmap. Beyond that, all the cleanup that needs to happen, all the things that aren't happening, all the $1.404 billion that the administration is going to have that aren't happening, cannot be done by the legislature. It has to be executed by the executive branch. And that's what we're up against.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Shamanic journeying in my practice, because it's different for so many practitioners, I work with my ancestors, my guides, such as power animals, herbs, and we work with either my own energy field, or if I'm working with a client, their guides, their ancestors, and finding imbalances and intrusions of energy and bringing their system back into balance with the intention of holding their highest good and the highest good of all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that is what holistic health and wellness is about. And that's why I thought it was important to have this conversation. August is National Wellness Month.
Oh.
And yeah, and so a lot of times I think we separate the brain from the body, from like the physical to the mental, emotional to the energetic, forgetting that no, we are whole, we are all of that.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful that you practice, you don't do the separation, you bring it all together and get to the root of issues and see the connection.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so moving into, for those who don't quite understand, like you already discussed a little bit about what a shamanic journey is. So you are a licensed massage therapist, and when you say holistic health practitioner, that involves everything from
the physical body, as well as the energetic and the emotional body. I do like to incorporate herbs as well, because you can massage a muscle all day long, but if it doesn't have the minerals, the materials it needs to reset and repair, then it's all for nothing, really.
Right,
so you have to provide an environment of healing. And I think at the root of holistic health is nervous system regulation.
Yes.
And
there's a lot of talk about that, especially lately. In the past year, you hear a lot of people talking about regulating your nervous system. So what does that mean? What does that look like for you?
When we talk about nervous system regulation, we have to talk about the two states of the nervous system. We have the parasympathetic state, which is rest, digest, repair, and then we have the sympathetic state, which is fight, flight, or freeze.
Or fawn too, right? Now
yes. And the society, and when you look around, everyone is so stressed out. So holistic health really brings us back to supporting that nervous system regulation and coming back to that baseline of groundedness. And when we speak of groundedness, it really talks about how well can you go from chaos to centeredness.
In honor of America's 250th anniversary, Jeep and Captain America are saluting real captains of America.
All clear, Cap.
Heroes like Captain Nuger, Captain Enda.
Team, I got eyes on Cap.
Captain Murray.
Copy that.
Captain McCall. And all those who served our country.
Need a lift, Captain?
Brought my own, Captain.
And as America's veteran SUV, Jeep is built for freedom and driven by heroes.
Now, for a limited time, get our largest pizza at our lowest price. Just $9.99 for our classic New York-style pizza. It's 30% larger than our large, and at only $9.99 for carryout. Don't wait. Order now at your Island Pizza Hut.
Government officials
Leaders from GovGuam and military partners gathered Monday for a ribbon-cutting ceremony marking the official opening of Guam's public health training and laboratory facility in Manguilao, a project leaders say will strengthen the island's public health system for years to come. Executive Director for the Community Defense Liaison says the new facility is more than just a building.
And so what we opened today then is more than infrastructure. It is a commitment that the health and safety of the people of Guam will advance hand in hand with our island's role in the defense of this region.
Mayor of Manguilao emphasizes the new facility as an investment in Guam's health, safety, and future.
The opening of the Guam Public Health Training Bio Laboratory Facility represents a significant investment in the health, safety, and future of our island. The facility will strengthen Guam's ability to prepare for the response of public health threats by providing state-of-the-art training and expanding local enterprise.
Governor of Guam stresses the importance of investing in Guam's public health.
I want to just say that this building here is more than just a building. It is a promise made. But even more so, it tells the history of our healthcare delivery system here on our island. This public health laboratory now, we've trained competent professional people, state of the art, because you see, our people deserve nothing less than a competent, proficient, professional healthcare resources. That's what we're striving for. And we will continue as a community to strive for that.
Commander Joint Region Marianas expresses his appreciation about being a part of this project.
And what I've gotten the chance to experience in my 1 year, just a little bit over a year on the island, is just a great appreciation. In the military, we always talk about readiness and we'll talk about ships and aircraft, but it really fundamentally starts with the health and the safety of our people. There is no line between us. We are partners together. We are one Guam.
Director of the Department of Public Health and Social Services highlights how the new facility will expand local testing, training, and emergency services.
This Guam Public Health Training and Biosafety Level 3 laboratory represents years of vision, partnership, and commitment. It gives us the ability to test closer to home, confirm results faster, train our laboratory workforce with the tools they need, and respond with greater confidence when every minute matters. Because, ladies and gentlemen, behind every specimen, every result, and there is an urgent call, and every urgent call is a person.
Senior Advisor for Public Health Laboratories jokingly expresses why this project is his fault.
As the governor was speaking, I can't help but say, it's my fault. All of this is my fault. In the end, after almost a year of work on that assessment, we came to the conclusion and recommended that in the interest of public health on Guam and the region, you really needed a new public health laboratory. So that's our story, and that's why I'm going to take some credit for doing this, but also, yeah, it's my fault.
Lieutenant Governor says the investment will provide public health workers with the tools and resources they need to better serve the island.
It is going to get us so much further to advance healthcare in the entire region. It is going to give proper support, equipment, and lab to public servants that have sacrificed themselves for all of us here in the community. That is what